Welcome back to the Ball Guy and the Fat Boy podcast. My podcast partner is a little bit under the weather, so this is going to be a little bit different show. I might talk a little more, and he might talk a little less. How's everybody out there doing? Just another week in sports. Here we go, and let's do it again, Ball Guy.
Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm present, and we got a bunch to talk about. So,
Yeah, and I appreciate your effort in to get it on the air for the viewers, and I know it's tough when you don't feel like doing it, but let's do it anyway.
all right, all right. So,
And let's let's start this week. I may have to eat a tad bit of crow. Let's start, as you can see, I'm wearing the Dallas Cowboys hat. Let's start with Dallas this week, and we'll go from there. Um, Dallas looks real good, and I just wish the competition was a little better. That's on me. Everybody else is fine with what Dallas is doing in the competition. Everybody is all aboard the Dak train. I'm still struggling, but that's my issue, not everybody else's. Um, they look great on Thanksgiving. Um, they uh, they they play. Matter of fact, they play Thanksgiving. Now they're playing this Thursday against Seattle. Um, I believe I believe that's at Seattle, so that's a hard place to play. But we'll see if they continue their winning ways in Seattle.
Seattle
What do
just
you?
got rolled by the 49ers on Thanksgiving. So,
Yeah. So um,
oh,
I,
what? How you can't talk about the Cowboys and not talk about Deron Bland.
oh my gosh, broke a record. Fifth interception for a touchdown in one season. That that takes in a lot of football, and to lose Diggs the way we did, and for Bland to step up and just show out and show up has been so important to this team. Um, I I can't tell you how impressed I am. Thank God. I argued that the Dallas Cowboys didn't have depth for years. This team's got some depth, and they keep showing it over and over again.
Hey, Bland was a huge pickup, and you're talking about two corners that have come out and really. I mean, think about the year Diggs had when he had all his interceptions. And then to be able to for Diggs to go down and another guy come up, get those opportunities, and just prove to be such a ball hawk is crazy.
Let's not. They're well coached, and you can see that they're well coached based off the fact that the next man up mentality is coming so much into fruition. When one guy goes up, the next guy comes in, and they're still well coached. And to me, we lacked in that. We had good coaching. We just didn't have what I would consider consistent coaching, and I think we do now. And I hope we get to keep our coach, but he's done so good with this defense. I'm sure he's going to get offered a head coaching job this next turnaround.
If that's what he wants, I mean, he got offered a job this last time.
Bald guy, there we go.
I got you. I got
Okay, good. So in saying all that, I'm very happy with the Cowboys' progress. Want to see it continue. I was very hopeful that Buffalo was almost. I'm gonna put that almost beat Philadelphia tonight. Had to use some air quotes there. I in the rain and everything. I watched that whole game, rooting for Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo, we beat them suckers, and it just didn't. It didn't come on all the way out. So that's kind of where the Cowboys are.
you. Hey, we get
Uh,
to be happy next week either way.
yeah, I agree with that. So we'll just see how it all
Yeah,
keeps going.
The Niners and the Eagles will be happy either way. Somebody's got to take a L on that one.
Yeah. So let's switch topics. Let's talk about the slumping Mavericks for just 1 minute because that's about all they deserve. They've lost like four of the last five.
Hey,
And
they had a big win against the Lakers. Kyrie hit
Yeah,
the game winning three.
sandwich between a loss against Giannis, sandwich with the loss to the Clippers, sandwich with a loss to another team that I just went blank on. So we've had some pretty and the score. We've been outscored quite a bit.
Well,
I,
Lively went down. You can't underestimate that. Lively went down with a
yeah,
back
I agree with
bottom.
that. Lively went down. Like I said, it's just been some. I said even on our rundown, I said the Mavs are slumping, and injuries will cause that, and just overall just lackluster play. I know they're giving 100% effort, but and back to us needing more shooting, in my opinion. I know we're scoring a bunch. We got to keep scoring more, and we got. And remember, I said we need 3 and D. He is on the D.
Mhm.
So that's just where we are on the Mavericks. Um, all the world is back together. The ball got sick. I'm here. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're moving on from the Mavericks and we're going. We have a stars report brought to you by the hockey intern, and it's a good one. So I'm gonna read that now. As you see, I put on my glasses um, and here we go. We're having a few technical difficulties, but we're working on those. Uh, I guess I'm supposed to go ahead and start.
I'm still here. You go. I'll figure my
I,
stuff out. You
I
ain't worried.
I don't know all of what's going on that end, so I'm just
I
doing the
don't either.
best.
Don't worry.
I'm going on the best I can with what I got. Here we go. Stars report from the hockey intern. Dallas Stars coming off the holiday weekend were the real turkeys after blowing a 2-goal lead, losing to the Calgary Flames at home Friday night, 7-4. The Stars are really having some ups and downs after blowing a 3-goal lead at home against the Colorado Avalanche, and then overcame a 2-goal deficit with a 6 answered goal, skating away with a 6-3 win over the Rangers. Coach DeBoer said it best. I think our team has trended in the right direction, even though we have had some really ugly moments at different times. Dallas will get a chance to redeem itself as they travel to Canada to face Winnipeg on Tuesday, and again the Calgary Flames on Thursday. Dallas sits at a 12-5-2 record, and let's just hope they keep trending in the right direction. That's the hockey report by the intern.
All right. I hope he I hope he keeps that up. I mean, we need
Man,
to see some
he
games
writes a good.
going in.
Doesn't he write a good report?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. So after the Stars, I had I guess everybody saw my teaser out there. I put out there after the Auburn game against my beloved Alabama. I would rather. I love college football. Don't get me wrong, but playing Auburn is literally like getting a lobotomy with a spoon. Every time we play that stupid team in that stupid stadium, we got to play like we're the school of the blind, and I literally mean that literally.
Hey, did you do anything to celebrate this being the 10-year anniversary of the Kick Six?
Other than puke, no.
Okay.
Uh, Other than puke, no, no. We just we have a knack. They could come off a loss against a teachers college, and we would still play. They would still play us close. We're their Super Bowl. They could go. They could have a 0-9 record, and the one game they play good would be against us. So therefore, it just. I mean, if we play 1 minute against Georgia the way we played any second against Auburn, they will beat us so bad our grandmothers will feel it.
It'll be pretty rough.
It'll be bad because we that whole game, it's miserable. We played we played like warmed over turkey.
Yep. Yep. It was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, I was trying not to text you too much, but I
Yeah,
was
because I was
I,
really puckered up for
I
lack of a
thought
better.
you had lost that game. I really thought y'all had
Yeah, we did everything possible to lose that game,
yeah,
but
there's so many
oh
things. One
oh
more, an Auburn guy has to catch a punt. If he just catches the punt,
just the punt.
yeah, y'all are done. Or get out of the way, let the punt go. He didn't
Yeah,
have, just get out of the
he
way.
did. But thank God he didn't. And thank God we did. And whatever else we need to thank God for, I'll keep thanking God. So you're I put Texas down here. Well, all they did was smash poor Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
did.
they did. There ain't a lot to talk about other than unless you want to give the personal stats because all I saw was a big run up score.
Now, let
We
me tell
did
you why that was big, though, that they run up the score.
okay.
They played Oregon, and Oregon like barely beat them. It was a one-score game.
There you go. I see that. Okay. So um we also had some other big college football games, which that's gonna affect top fives. So you ready to get into that?
Yeah.
Why don't you give yours first?
Okay. All right. I'll get mine out of the way. I've got Georgia still number one, Michigan number two, and then since Ohio State lost, I did have to pull them out. Okay. So Ohio State's gone. I just bumped my next two up. So I've got Oregon 3 and Texas 4. I have FSU out. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Louisville
Uh,
just got beat. So hopefully they come out mad and try to win the ACC title and put it on Florida State with a backup quarterback. But even with a backup quarterback, I told you this the other day, the committee can't take FSU out if they're undefeated and conference champs. They're going
yeah.
to.
Well, here's what I got. I've got Georgia number one, Michigan number two.
Did you throw up a little bit in your mouth when you said that?
Yeah, really bad.
Okay.
But that could ultimately the fact that Georgia is now officially number one in my eyes and the committee's eyes when Alabama beats them here this next week, everything will be lovely. And then my final two are Washington at three, Oregon at four, and just and yes, I know Washington and Oregon play this week in the championship, so that'll settle itself. And then look who on my paper, I write it down like with a pen. See, because that's just on my little list right here at number five. Uh, to after Washington and Oregon play this week, I got FSU just sitting there waiting on to be right back in, regardless of the backup quarterback. It'll be another TCU situation. They'll be right there, and the committee will have no choice, and they will not, like you just said, they will not do what's right. They'll do what's obvious. So that's just the way it is.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look ahead a little bit. Let's say if Washington wins, Washington's in. They're undefeated.
Yes.
If FSU wins, they're undefeated. They're in, and that's your four. Assuming Georgia and Michigan
I'm
take.
not. Don't you
I
say
know you're
assuming.
not assuming that, but I'm just saying. So say the top stays the same. Now you've got a situation to where it's pretty ugly, and those are the teams that go.
Let me ask you an honest question.
Okay,
And you're probably going to say one team, and I'm probably going to say another team.
I'm sure.
Once, once Alabama beats Georgia and Washington beats Oregon,
Okay, so you think Washington beats Oregon?
I do.
Wow, I think that game goes the other way.
I think Washington beats Oregon. That might be a spoiler. I do think Washington beats Oregon. Once all that transpires, even though Texas beat us early and in Tuscaloosa, I get that argument.
No way.
But then we turn around and beat Georgia late as the number one team. How does all that? How does all that get melded together?
I think
Is,
the conference champions go, and if
well,
Washington wins and FSU wins,
well,
that leaves Texas out in the cold. I really think that. I think Alabama's win over Georgia would be better than Texas's win over Alabama because it was early.
wow.
I
Now, what? How did that feel to say?
it hurt. It hurt quite a
I,
bit. Because what else could
That-
they have done other than take care of business against Oklahoma?
yeah,
Do it, and they don't get a chance to go in and avenge that loss because Oklahoma lost.
and that's assuming, and I don't want. I mean, I don't want to give very many more spoilers away, but that's assuming Texas handles against OSU.
Yeah, that's assuming that
Yeah.
100%.
So okay, so um, I don't. I haven't seen. Well, technically, a committee pick hadn't come out yet.
No,
Uh,
no, won't come out to
So
play.
we don't know exactly what the top four or the top five for the committee will be as of this moment.
This is going to be Texas's year to gripe, and it'll be the last year of the 4 as we go into 12 next year, and they go to the SEC. But
I wish, which I can wish anything I want, but
yeah,
I wish this was the first year of the 12
well,
because this would be the perfect year with everything the way it is. This would be the perfect year for the first year of the 12.
well, you can't tell me Texas doesn't have a legitimate gripe if they get left out.
That's why I wish that they were in it.
I know, but I mean,
Believe
for the
it or
first time in a long time, it's legitimate.
I, I, that's why I really wish that they were in it, so so it wouldn't give Texas a big bunch of gripe. They could still play for it and lose it.
I would love to see Alabama, Texas play for the national title again.
Yeah,
That would
right
be
this
great for
minute.
the show. That would be great for everything.
Right this minute, I'd love that too. But I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think Texas is going to be there.
I think Oregon has to beat Washington. Oregon's, like I said, similar opponents. Oregon played Tech. They didn't do very well. Texas smashed them. And I think Oregon will beat Washington. Let me just say that. I know rivalry games are different, but I watched Washington State, and that game was way closer than it should have been.
Yeah, I understand, but but that Auburn Alabama game was way closer than it should have been too.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, and for that matter, uh, Michigan and Ohio State was way closer than I thought it should have been too. So all those games probably should have not been as close as they actually were, but because the rivalry games, it changes the dynamic of them.
Yep. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I think that's the only
So
reason Oklahoma beat Texas.
yeah, so let's talk about last couple of weeks because there was 2 games. The last time we recorded, there were still 2 games pending, and I finished, which would be week before last picks at 5-4-1. This week I finished at a paltry.
Wait. You suck again. Let's just get that out there. You suck.
But let's be honest with you. This is the first week I've sucked in a while, and that's going to happen from time to time, especially because of point spreads.
1-9? You think 1-9 is going to happen every once in a while? You couldn't get 3 right?
Nope.
You couldn't do 30%?
I got 1 right. I'm happy to have 1 right.
You snuck in with Florida State.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
That is the only win. You went 1-9. That is ridiculous.
It's bad, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. I'll rebound.
We'll see.
I'll rebound because it's championship week in college.
Well, you're already going to lose one of them.
No, I'm not. Well, I know you think I am, but we'll see.
Okay. All right, so let's get our picks.
All right. We're going to start off. Are you going to go the opposite of me?
I'm going to go the opposite of you. I'll run through them like normal, and I'll let you.
I wasn't sure how good you felt. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so we start off with Oregon minus 9.5 versus Washington.
I'm taking Washington.
You're taking Washington and the points.
And the points.
Man. All right. So
Michael Penix Jr., Heisman Trophy candidate.
Not a fan of his kicker. He's not a fan of his kicker. He had to go bury his head in the toolbox over there, waiting on the kick. So, all right. So next up, Alabama and Georgia. Georgia's -5.
Alabama and the points.
There's no way you were not going to do that. So, okay. All right. Oklahoma State, Texas. Texas -14.
Yeah. A lot of points in that game.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take Oklahoma State. I need Oklahoma State to win that game.
I know you do.
I really do.
Clarifies a bunch of stuff for you.
It sure does.
That head to head is going to be tough at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Michigan minus 23 versus Iowa.
Let's boil this down to brass tacks.
Okay.
I think Michigan probably will beat them by more than 23, but I just 23. I just can't do it. So
Okay.
give me Iowa. Just give me Iowa the points.
Okay.
I feel like before I ever pick that, I'm going to lose it, but I'm still going to pick it that way.
Okay. Now the next one's interesting.
Real interesting.
Louisville FSU minus 3.5. They're only 3.5 favorites, and Louisville just lost.
This might surprise you, but I'm taking Louisville.
That doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
That's one I do not.
We need Louisville to win to clean up some stuff.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Louisville and Georgia could really clean up some stuff from my side.
Yeah, they really could.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's move on to the NFL. Where you went over last week on the NFL.
Over.
Forget.
Meaning I didn't win the game.
No, you did not. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted you to wallow in that for a little bit. We can move on. All right, so Denver at Texas minus 3.5 or minus 3.
Yeah. Give me the Texans.
I get Denver in the points. It's good. Denver's looking better.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so now your trusty Lions minus 3.5 at the Saints.
Give me the Lions to rebound. I told you going to last week's game, the Packers on Thanksgiving was always a problem for the Lions, and apparently it still is.
Yeah, apparently. All right, so the next one, that's our win-win game. 49ers minus 1 at Eagles.
Come on, Niners. Do me one solid favor.
Are you surprised at 1-point favorites at the Eagles?
Yeah, but the way they played against Buffalo, it doesn't shock me.
I don't know. That one shocked me a little bit. I figured it'd be a pick 'em, or I really figured Eagles with a better record at home would
Yeah,
be.
I get it.
I don't know. I'm sure Vegas knows something we don't. All
They
right.
usually do.
Chiefs minus 6.5 at the Packers. It's in
Chiefs.
Lambeau.
Chiefs.
Taking the Chiefs.
Taking the Chiefs.
All right. Now the next
for a rebound domination. I think they're just gonna beat the Packers ugly.
We'll see. All right. Bengals at Jags. Jags are minus 8 points.
Is Burrow playing in this game?
Nope. He's gonna be
okay. So that's why the point spread's like that.
I'm pretty sure. Let me hold on. Let me verify that while you're doing it here. Let's see.
Because I didn't know that Burrow was out, but with an 8-point spread, Bengals and Jags, I thought this would be a little closer game than 8 points. I remember something about Burrow being injured, but
let's see how much he's done for.
Is he out?
Gone for the year.
Okay. Yeah. Give me the Jags. I still think the points are too much, but
what I'm hearing happen on that was I saw a podcast about it, and they said that he broke his hand like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more than that. And anyway, where on the back side of it, I think there's a plate or something in there. And on the last sack against Houston, I believe, he got hit right on that plate. So it swole up on him during the week, and he thought it'd be okay, but he had to have wrist surgery. He's having surgery, I think, Monday, and he's done.
I see.
So I think that 8, we'll see. Either they rally and they win, or they lose by more than 8. So,
okay.
Which one you take?
What?
Did you pick that one?
I took the Jags.
You're taking the Jags. Okay. I get the Bengals with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. Did you see where one of our listeners wanted us to have a fantasy pick for the week? A sit? like a sit start. We had a comment from a listener, and they wanted a fantasy pick in there.
Like a fantasy pick? How? What do you mean?
They want like a sit start, like somebody that's going to do good in fantasy this time, this week.
Uh, for NFL?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Remind me how many points does the quarterback get?
Oh, well, it just depends on your league.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
if 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 they really want to play somebody, I mean, um, I don't know how all that works. I retired from fantasy several years ago because of a conflict of interest. So therefore, I don't. I mean, I don't involve myself in fantasy. So I'll let you take this.
You want me to take this?
While you're looking that up, I have a quick wrestling note.
Okay, hit us with a wrestling note.
Um, this past week was Survivor Series, and it was War Games of Survivor Series, and the good guys won, and Randy Orton came back. Which I mean, I'm not expecting you to acknowledge any of this. This is just for some of the listeners. Randy Orton came back. He's been off for a year and a half with he had double neck fusion surgery, and the surprise appearance in Chicago of CM Punk coming back into the WWE blew the roof off the place. So there was a couple big things happening at Survivor Series, and I just wanted to mention that. I told you there'd be at some point there'd be some wrestling talk. Uh, I might I might just uh, comment on the bigger pay per views because that's when stuff really happens, and that's what happened in WWE this week.
Okay, so what was Survivor Series?
Survivor Series is one of their pillar pay per views that they've been doing for years. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. They've been doing it for years and years and years. It's actually started on free TV and they changed it to a pay per view a bunch of years ago. You got the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. It fits in the categories of those.
And it's like a team thing?
Well, it used to be. It started off as teams, and this year it was war games. War games is a 4-on-4, 5-on-5 steel cage match, double steel cage match, and it it was the good guys team versus the bad guys team, which there's a lot of nuance to all that. You just gotta keep up with the daily episodes of watching wrestling, but ultimately the good guys won the fight and a couple big returns. So that's why I wanted to mention it.
Okay. You didn't
What
do,
you find?
you didn't do a good job selling me on that. I mean, I don't.
I'm not really trying to sell people on that. There's two kinds of people in this world, especially when it comes to wrestling: the people that just acknowledge it and don't really care about it, and the people that love it and are real passionate about it. I fall into the second category. You fall more into the first category. I don't think you could ever really be a real wrestling fan because it just saying something. I think you got too many things going on in your life to give any effort to wrestling.
I don't know. I don't know for sure what that means. I don't know if that's a compliment or if that's a
Well,
slot.
you got wife and kids and soccer games and little league baseball games and chicken coops and all kinds of stuff. You ain't I mean, chickens. You ain't got time. That chicken part was an inside joke. The ball guy got that, but the whole point of it is you just don't got time for wrestling. I don't have all those issues.
Okay. All right. All right. So you're telling me I can't be a wrestling fan? That's
Well, no, you can be. I just don't think you. I don't think you want to devote any time to it.
okay. All right. All right. So here you go. This is the easy one. We'll dig into this a little bit more, and I will have like a little more in depth sit start for next week. But you're gonna love this one. I'm gonna sit Joe Burrow, and I'm gonna start Dak. There you go. That's for everybody out there this week. Just this week. Next week, we will dig in a little bit, get you a little more value down farther on the list to where guys you could pick up, kind of slide in there, help you get going. Championship games are coming up pretty quick, so uh, we'll dive into that a little bit. That's a good suggestion. I appreciate that comment.
Yes, me too. And you're going to have to, like the hockey intern comes with hockey, you're going to have to be the fantasy football guy. Because, like I said, I had a problem with it because I'd be watching a football game like the Dallas Cowboys, and my quarterback would be like a giant or an eagle, and I'd find myself being torn of how I wanted the game to go because of that, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I just quit.
Well, just take Cowboys or players that don't play in the NFC East.
It doesn't work. I tried that too. That doesn't work either. That's a longer story for a different day. But it just suffice to say, I'm not your fantasy football guy.
Okay.
Just like you're not my wrestling guy, I'm not a fantasy football guy.
Gotcha.
To each their own.
Each their own.
That's it. So, bald guy, I appreciate you, your effort into this. I know you're under the weather. I appreciate you being out here, and I appreciate all our listeners out there. Keep following, keep subscribing, and for the Fat Boy and the bald guy, we'll see you down the road.